Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another video. And today, I would like to share my thoughts on Fate Grand Order. Now that I finished part 1 of the story, I'm currently working on The Epic of Remnant, which is part 1.5 in Shinjuku. But there's also part 2 after I finish The Epic of Remnant, The Lost Belts, the Cosmos in the Lost Belts. So I look forward to that in the months to come. But as far as the first part of Fate Grand Order, I've been playing the game every day since, I want to say, either April or May of last year, 2024. And what prompted that was watching through the many Fate anime adaptations. So a couple of years ago, I watched 2006 Fate Stay Night, followed by Fate Zero, Unlimited Blade Works, and then I stopped watching them for whatever reason. But I just decided to rewatch it again over the summer. The Heaven's Feel movies, Fate Apocrypha, the Grand Order movies and anime series, Prisma Ilia, the OVAs like Fate Prototype, Fate Strange Fate, everything. I watched it all. And especially watching the Fate Grand Order movies and then Absolute Demonic Front Babylonia, the anime series, I was really interested in Fate Grand Order, so I said, let me play it. And I decided to play it, and you know, some will say it starts slow. I guess I agree, but that's all things, especially in Fate, and at its core, it being a visual novel. Fate Grand Order is no exception, despite having the turn-based battles, the gacha mechanics, and leveling, and things like that. But the overall story, that's what it is, a visual novel. So yeah, it does start slow, but once it gets going, it hooks you, and it is so good. It is part of my daily ritual at this point, whether I continue the main story or just do some farming and get some... try to get some Saint Quartz and Embers and level up my characters. I'm holding the Saint Quartz right now for a good banner because I have some pretty good guys. But that's something I want to dispel is because, you know, people look at it and, oh, it's just a gacha game, which, yeah, you know, there's a lot of crappy gacha games out there, of course. But that's not to say there's not good gacha games. And I very much enjoy Fate Grand Order. I also enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, which... you know, it doesn't really have a story. It's just playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards online. But, you know, there's other ones that are long-running. Granblue Fantasy. There's Nikke, Goddess of Victory. There's Azure Lane. There's all sorts of gacha games, which have been running for years. And Fate Grand Order is no exception. I think, been running since 2016 or 2017. I think it celebrated 9 years this past summer. So, obviously it's doing something right. And... at its core, as I said, you know, moments ago, it is a visual novel, but yes, being a gacha game, it has the gacha mechanics in that you use the Saint Quartz, which I haven't spent a single penny on the gacha money in Fate Grand Order because I think you get an ample amount just by playing the game. You get it by going through the story, by doing side quests, by doing the events, and then things will happen, like let's say they do maintenance, they'll literally say, here's 10 Saint Quartz, we had maintenance, sorry to interrupt your gaming session, here's some free shit. So, there's no need to pay for the gacha stuff in Fate Grand Order if you don't want to. If you're someone who wants to collect everything, then I guess you're going to have to, because I sure as hell am not even close to collecting everything, but I have some good characters, such as Gilgamesh Archer, a 5-star servant. I have Cuchulainn Alter, 5-star Berserker servant. I have 2 Artorias, which I combine into one to increase her Noble Phantasm. That's Saber, 5-star. I got Nero Claudius Bride and regular Nero Claudius, which Nero Claudius Bride is a 5-star saver, Nero Claudius 4-star saver, Zenobia 4-star saver, Passion Lip, she's I think a 4-star alter ego. So many great characters just for playing for 6 months now. You don't have to spend any money. And it's just, I guess it is kind of addicting because I do log in every day. You get the login bonuses. And like I said, whether I advance the main story, play for a half hour, an hour, or just play for 10 minutes just to get my login bonus. The choice is up to you. But as you progress through the main story, it's if you like the Fate anime series, I don't know how you wouldn't like Fate Grand Order. And as I learned going to the Fate anime series, especially watching the pilot episode of Fate Strange Fate, the more you know about the other Fate series, the more you can appreciate it, because it's all connected. And yeah, it starts with the visual novel, the 2004 visual novel, Fate Stay Night. But the more you know about it, the more it all makes sense and the references, and the fact that Miyu, Ilya, and Chloe are in Fate Grand Order, and it's like, whoa! And even Zelrich, he's a Kaleidoscope. That's one of the Craft Essence cards. It's just crazy. And that's connected to Tsukihime, which Arcuate is in Fate Grand Order as well. But yeah, so as far as the main story goes, at least part 1, that is the Temple of Time, Solomon's Shrine, whatever it's called. It starts out with the prologue in Singularity F Fiyuki, which is 2004, the corrupted Holy Grail War from Fate Stay Night, which is why Saber alters in it. But then you have Cuckoo Lane Caster, who's a complete badass. All the Cuckoo Lanes are badass. I don't know if I've come across all of them, but there's regular Cuckoo Lane Lancer, there's Cuckoo Lane Caster from Singularity F, there's Cuckoo Lane Alter from Singularity 5, who's a Berserker, and then there's Cuckoo Lane Prototype from the Prototype OVA. Funny how that's all connected. But yeah, you start there, then you have the 7 Singularities, which the first one, that's the Jeanne d'Arc one, then you have the Nero Claudius one, then the third one is Francis Drake, the fourth one is in London with Mordred, the fifth one is the War in America, with Florence Nightingale, of all people, and many, Thomas Edison, many other characters. And Li Shuwain, and who's the other one? Scott Hutch, who is like the teacher of Cuckoo Lane, the Lord of Shadows. Then the sixth one is Camelot, which is the one they turn into the 2 movies with Artoria Lancer. Then the 7th one is Absolute Demonic Front, Babylonia, Caster Gill and Friends. And then the Final Singularity, which the Final Singularity is the better version of Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. It's just better. The Japanese always do it better. And just the way that they build upon each singularity, and how there's so many moments where you have, like, the former villain shows up again to help you out. It's like, I love things like that. It's so Kino, where you get the former villain showing up to help you out. The excellent OST, where, you know, you have the standard music you always hear, and then when you get to a really sad moment, Bond starts playing, and you're like on the verge of tears. Like, when I first got to that moment with Bond, which it played earlier, but for me where it really hit was in the London Singularity, where Mordred, we helped Mordred save the day, and she's like, even someone such as myself could have saved London. Thank you. I hope we meet again. And it's like, dude, the feels. But yeah, you get great moments like that, and, you know, complete badass moments where you get when you get to both Camelot and Absolute Demonic Front, Babylonia, where the first Hassan Isabah, the Grand Assassin, shows up to save the day, and the music where Grand Battle starts playing, and oh man, the music really makes it too for some of these battles. I love it so much. And then Final Singularity, where all hope seems lost, but our heroes are with us. They all show up and save the day, and it's incredible. And there are some sacrifices, let me tell you. But yeah, again, going back to some of the gacha mechanics, another thing that I really like is, you know, they give you Mash. She's one of your servants you get from the very beginning, and her class is Shielder. I think she's the only one who is Shielder. And she's not effective against any class, but she's not weak to any class. And you gotta use Mash. You know, she starts out as a 3-star servant, but as you progress in the story, she increases to 4-star servant and gets a more powerful Noble Phantasm. And if you level her up and use all her abilities, Mash is a must-have in your party just for buffing your defenses. But you also get right away, like, your initial roll, where I think you're guaranteed at least a 4 and a 5-star servant. And I got Artoria. And I think I also got Tamamo Cat, which is Berserker of Tamamo no Me from Fate Extra. So, yeah, man, I love it. Like, I guess the reason I'm doing this video is because it really pissed me off a few weeks ago, I guess a few months ago now, at the Game Awards, where people were bitching about all the gacha games like Genshin Impact and Zenless Zone Zero and Wuthering Waves. And it's like, dude, I play this gacha game regularly, and I freaking love it. And I can understand people who do like gacha games. Because, it's not like, you know, it would be great if this was on the PS5. I could play it on the PS5. I put even more hours on it, but sadly it's only on my tablet. I guess I could have it on my phone too, but I prefer the tablet. Because I put plenty more hours of it on the PS5. I definitely advance more of the main story. Because you get enough AP to just keep going. Like, and they always, like the events they run, whenever there's a new story segment in part 2, which I'm not even close to, they'll give you stuff where if you just do one of your quests, you'll get extra embers, you'll get a free Saint Quartz. They'll give, instead of 10 AP, it only costs 5 AP. They always do stuff like that. And then even the Christmas event, you get Santa Karna. And if you do the event, it's a fun story where Santa Karna is going around giving presents, and then he joins your party. You get a Karna Saber, which Karna is in the game as a Lancer. And there's so many great characters. And the way that they really do honor the legacy. I know Artoria is the female King Arthur, whatever, but at a certain point, they do honor the legacy of these characters, these heroic spirits, and they do stay true to what they are. And yeah, there's some made-up ones like Emiya, but and Ilya, but it's fun, man. I love it, and yeah, I recommend this to people who enjoy the Fate series. But you gotta understand, to really appreciate it, it's a visual novel. You gotta read. If you don't like reading, I don't think you'll like it, and it does take a while to get going, I suppose. But what I liked about it, especially in the beginning with Singularity F, is it's the corrupted version of Fate Stay Night. So you gotta like appreciate Fate Stay Night to appreciate the corrupt version in Fate Grand Order, and then carry on. Like, you know, you're not gonna care about Jeanne d'Arc unless you watch Fate Apocrypha or read the manga or whatever. And same with Nero Claudius. You're not gonna appreciate her unless you don't know about Fate Extra, and carrying on. So anyway, I really enjoyed Fate Grand Order. I just wanted to do this video talking about it just because I really like it. And I wish it would be a console game at some point. That they can make a console game because, again, you don't need the gacha stuff. You can just do the story as the visual novel, and then as you progress, you know, Nightingale joins your party in Singularity 5. You always have MASH, and then Fujiwara, he can fight in the battles too. Why not? He does in the anime adaptations, doesn't he? But yeah, and really emotional, especially getting to the end with MASH. MASH is one of my favorites in the Fate series. Absolutely. She's a great heroine, and definitely needs more respect. I know everyone loves the original 3 with Artoria, Rin, and Sakura, but put some respect on MASH. I love Miss MASH, which that was in Singularity 5, where Nightingale, when she said goodbye, gave MASH a hug. She's like, take good care of Miss MASH, will you? So I always refer to her as Miss MASH, because that's who she is. A little Miss MASH, the Kohai, the senpai. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Everybody have a great day, and peace out.
Nighty night.